We're going to be fishing today at American Horse Lake in western Oklahoma, just outside of Geary, Oklahoma. What we're hoping to do, we've been out here before. I've brought my son, my little 4-year-old son. We've caught some pretty nice large bluegill, red ear sunfish up into the 2-pound range. What we'd like to do with today, we want to try for some bass. There's a lot of carp in here. We'd like to try for some grass carp. We want to try this particular system out on the general fish population, all the different species of fish that are in here, and see how well it does. If you want to go fishing for enjoyment, that's fine, but I like to go fishing to catch fish too. I want to catch a few fish. I just don't want to sit there all day and watch a little bobber out there, and this system does a really, really good job. It's not designed because of the small hooks specifically for largemouth bass. That's what everybody seems to fish for in this state, but that's just a small population of the fish in this state. There are a lot of other fish species out there, different size. Today we're going to catch hopefully a few of the grass carp, let you see what that's like. This system just works great for everything.
There's two styles of fishing really, and it's float fishing and ledgering. And what we're doing right here is float fishing. We're going to set up a ledgering rod here in a minute and try. Now, ledgering is what the Europeans refer to, what we call tight lining. And they're both effective methods. It just depends on the habits of the fish. If the fish feed from the bottom, then you should be fishing on the bottom. But if not, then floats it's all bait presentation. But the rods are different, the line's different, the hooks are different, the shot's different, the reels are different, everything's different. But it's, and there's no gimmicks. Everything's designed to do a specific job, and everything works.
The way we're fishing today is called European style match fishing. The equipment we use looks a little different to people, and they don't quite understand it. It's used to be more efficient, and it works quite well. Everything's got a purpose. We have telescopic poles that are made out of graphite. They're extremely lightweight. This one's 16 feet long. And for a pole, we have winders made up. We have different floats. This particular float is for extremely still water. This float is submerged under the water all the way up to the red tip. The advantage to this is when you're fishing with a bobber, fish has to pull the buoyancy of the bobber completely underwater. By submerging the whole float all the way up to the end of the float, it requires less pull, therefore you detect the bites quicker, and you get a better hook set on the fish. This one's provided for still water. This particular float here is for moving water. And the difference in the float is it has no restriction, no water restriction on the bottom that can push the float. And it pushes from the current on the top, and it pushes the float in the bait in a natural manner and floats it down the water. We also have rod and reel floats. This is called a waggler. This is for windy conditions. You can sink this float all the way up to the orange line. The wind can't hit it, and therefore it sits still in the water. This particular float is for moving water. It's called an avon. You use it with a current, and the current pushes the float at the same speed. You can hold back just a little bit on the float, and that seems to entice the fish even more.
Not real nut.
That's what we came after. Good.
Well, it's a style of fishing normally carried on in England, and with variations, of course, even in England. In a small country like that, it varies from one area to another. Usually long rods, because they mainly fish from the bank. Most people don't have boats, and they've developed that over a number of years. It's got a great following. Every city in England's got thousands upon thousands of anglers, and they usually go out on Sundays to the rivers or wherever fishing. It's a great participation sport, and it's nothing to see. Years ago, it used to be special trains laid on at the big cities to take anglers to the rivers. But now, of course, most people have cars, so they go in their cars. Here in America, we've probably got more fishable water than anywhere else in the world, when you take into consideration the rivers, lakes, farm ponds, and so forth. And it's plain that they're all well stocked with fish. I mean, I can imagine that there's a good many people good many anglers in England who give their right arm to be fishing at this place right where we're at right now. They just fishing is places of fish are at a premium in England, because there's so many anglers and such a limited amount of water. So I think we're very fortunate, and I think it's probably underrated. And I've got a fish. This is another one of those grass carp, and it's bigger than the last one. Okay, now then, let's go. See what we can bring him in. I've never caught these grass carp before, but I'll make sure I go fishing for these some more, because they're really a fighting fish. I think they fight better and harder than the common carp. This one won't give up. I wonder if we could get Paul to come and weigh it.
I hope he doesn't flop on us. 7 pounds. 7 and a quarter. Well, they take off fast.
Sure do.